Hello, beloveds, my beautiful followers. I love you. It's been a long time since I've come on here and done a cycle report. So this is a cycle report. This is the cycle report for the 18th of December 2021. I come to you from the beautiful Djurgurrung country in Central Highlands, Victoria, Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere. Wow, what a wild ride that we are in. I hope that you're doing well and that you are staying grounded and connecting to the trees and the earth and all the animal beings and the plant beings that are surrounding us, and all the elements that feels like a good thing to be doing right now. And so we are sitting at a full moon intensive energy. This energy started on the eclipse, which was 2 weeks ago. And so we are feeling this full illumination of what happened 2 weeks ago. So whatever happened, so cast your mind, whatever happened 2 weeks ago at that eclipse, that solar eclipse that happened early December. And so feeling that, and now have a look to see what is arising in this full illumination of that time, of those seeds that we casted, that we threw out into the wind at that point. And also being sort of this eclipse energy. So even though this is not an eclipse, but it is in the cycle of an eclipse, it feels like there's a full illumination shining on the darkness that happened back, during those eclipse seasons. So eclipse portals, they're points of change, and especially this one because it was the last of the Gemini and Sagittarius points that we've been journeying with for a little while. And so it's like that mastery of whatever's been happening in the last year or so. So it feels like this crescendo, or this coming together of all the things that have been happening. So with the full moon, that feels very intense, very intense point. I mean, just think about, God, what's been happening over the last 12 months. I mean, it is insane and wild, and you wouldn't even have spoken or even thought what would happen, if you said back in, 2019, all this stuff's going to happen, and there's, you just go, that's craziness. And so here we are in 2021, post that full moon, those eclipse sort of portals between Gemini and Sagittarius. So what's coming up, what's showing up for you right now that signifies an ending to all that? All the things that you've been journeying with, both in the external world, but also very much in the internal world, because what's above is below, is within is without. So it feels like none of us have ridden the last 12 months is an easy ride, and we've all been faced with challenges and questioned everything, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's it's so painful, and so yes, but as the dark goddess would say, it's showing up all the things that we might have pushed down, or that was there anyway. So here it is under this great full moon in Gemini. So it's the last one, this last full moon in Gemini. So we have a Gemini full moon every year, but this is the last one for a while that has the eclipse in, that had the eclipse in Gemini and Sagittarius portal. So, Sagittarius being the great expansion, the teacher, the philosopher, the traveler. Fuck, haven't we traveled? We've traveled so far in the last 12 months. Like it's, and so, and with Gemini, which is the communication and the twins. So it's like, that split into two, the division. My goodness, that's ever so present. So it's really interesting to sit in with all those energies. And this is the grand point of everything coming together to shine the light on what's happened in the last 12 months. with that, here well, all around the world, Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere, we're in creeping up in the next couple of days to solstice. We're in solstice, so Northern Hemisphere, you're having your winter solstice, so the longest nighttime hours in the whole year. It's the rebirth of the sun in the Northern Hemisphere. But here in the Southern Hemisphere, we've got the peak energy of the sun. We've got the longest the longest daylight hours of the whole year. So the full peak before we move and start to move into more harvest energy. And I find it fascinating that this intense energy here in the Southern Hemisphere of both the lunar cycle and the peak of the sun cycle sort of coinciding together. So here, Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time, that exact point where the sun is at its peak is on the early morning of the 22nd of December. I think it's about 5 to 2 in the morning or something like that, so 1:54 or something like that in the morning. So 21st of December and the 22nd is that the energy of solstice, of peakness. Oh, got the dogs running around, sorry. And I feel like this is a big spellcrafting time. So, myself and my kids have just gone out and we've just wild harvest all this St. John's wort that is all around, and we're going to hang it up and dry it and make it into teas. And in that midwinter, come 6 months' time, when we go through our winter solstice here in the Southern Hemisphere, it's going to be good medicine for, depression and, seasonal affective syndrome. But it's also good for skin and sunburn, and it's actually good sunscreen too, if made with oil. So St. John's wort is such a precious herb that, with the spellcrafting of the peak summer and the peak moon, felt really, really important to pick it today, so we can encapsulate this energy this energy of this point of full light and illumination. These crazy dogs. Everybody's going to be crazy under this full moon. Hey, goodness me. So that's it for me. I really hope that you have a brilliant festive season, whatever you're celebrating. Blessings on your solstice, blessings on your full moon. May your full illumination be gentle, may it be insightful, and may it just gather you and expand you into new realms of consciousness and magic. So much magic. If you are interested in learning more about summer solstice and winter solstice, I have a summer solstice and winter solstice e-course now available. Click on my bio in Instagram, or go to my website www.yvonnewildheart.com. You will find the links to those courses there. Also, if you want a more comprehensive astrology update, there is so much happening. It's so freaking exciting what's happening out in the stars at the moment. Sign up for my monthly newsletter. I also have started doing 12-month transit reading course, and I'm also doing the Forest Day, so School of Shamanic Womancraft Forest Day Victoria, which is starting in January, and fingers crossed that we can do that. So if you're interested in that, go to the School of Shamanic Womancraft.com website and find the links for Victoria. It's also happening in Mullumbimby and Blue Mountains, and hopefully South Australia, and down in Kangaroo Valley, yep, that's it, in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales as well next year. So there's lots happening. Did I mention my counselling? No, I do that as well, which is like a shamanic version, a shamanic view of inner exploration and working with the elements as well. So I do that. So that's all on my website. Anyway, with so much love from my heart to your beautiful heart. Happy solstice, blessings on your full moon with so much love. Thank you for listening. Bye.